Okay. Yeah, Joe.
Do you have
Yeah.
5 minutes to jibber jab with me?
I do. I mean, yes, go right ahead.
Okay, well, I'll start my recording. I'm so glad to get a hold of you.
I know, it's been a hectic week.
It's the first time in school history that you're going to state. I can't imagine what you've been busy doing.
I know, right?
So I'm going to start my tape, Coach. Talk to us about this team you have. It sounds like they sure are successful.
Yes, sir. Actually, like I say, they are. It's just a great team. I mean, these girls have grown up together basically from the time, I guess, they started like when they were 8 years old and been playing athletic events or basketball, volleyball, softball, all the way to now. And, you know, they work hard. They love each other. They love the game. And they're just great coachable kids. I mean, I get them to believe in the system and what we're trying to do, and I'm just fortunate to have a good group of girls like this at this time.
It sounds like they're lucky to have the coach they have, Coach.
Well, I mean, they do all the work. All I got to do is just, you know, kind of sharpen their skills and, you know, get them to think a little more, you know, on the softball side of it. So, but yeah, I mean, I just do what I can. I love the game. You know, I played it and still play it, and I just want to give back what it's gave to me, you know. So and to be able to do this for the community out there at Caston and stuff. And, you know, I'm not a Caston alum, so I wasn't sure of all the athletic history they had out there, but I guess we are setting a mark. So, you know, just history in the making for the whole school, you know, as far as their athletics go. So
this is a cool once in a lifetime thing for these girls and the school. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you know, I mean, you just don't get opportunities like this, you know, and like I say, this will be my 5th year out there, and seeing these girls when they were in the middle school and stuff, I was like, man, wow, they're going to be a good group of girls, you know. And they asked me to help after their head coach left and went to another job, and then, you know, give me the opportunity. And it was just like, okay, all right, I get to do something. And the whole community, you know, welcomed me, and I got these girls to start working hard. You know, I implemented, they didn't really have too much of the weights and some, you know, just physical fitness type stuff to get softball ready, you know. So I actually implemented, you know, helped get that to where then the girls, you know, they go to their weight classes, they do the extra work, they go to their private lessons, and then, you know, when they come to practice, we just go through what we need to work on, you know, the basics, fundamentals. I pride myself on defense. I think we've made more mental errors this year than we have actually physical errors. You know, I believe somebody told me that we are up there in our team fielding percentage, I guess, as far as, and that makes me proud, you know. I mean, to go through these and monotonous drills and, you know, over and over and over, you know, and I know that it pays off in the long run. Be disappointed, you know, because they all play together in the volleyball and the basketball, and this is their sport, you know, from what I hear as far as, you know, the parents and everything, you know, softball is it, you know, and they're all built for softball, and they're not just softball players, but they're athletes, which is what makes it nice, you know. And it's just a privilege to be able to have something like this. Yeah, you're right. You know, it may not ever come around again. So we're just relishing the fact. I mean, you know, you see people out there, coaches and stuff, 15 so years can't even get past a sectional or regional or whatever, and we're able to, you know, in 3 years be able to make it to the state, you know. I mean, but we just set goals, and, you know, and we learn from our, you know, losses, and like I tell a few other people, I knew the girls that I had, so you know, me and the AD got together a little bit, and I was like, you know, I really would like to challenge these girls with more upper 4A, 3A competition, regardless if we win or lose. But I just want that. And then, like I say, last year we got a little taste of it, and then this year when we went to that Kokomo tournament, I mean, there's 8 teams there. We were the only 1A. The rest of them were 4A and 3As, and we sure fared well over there. And I think after that tournament, it kind of slowed things down for some of the other girls. You know, there's a few of them that, you know, a handful of them that play travel ball on a pretty serious note. And, but as far as the other ones, I think, and since that Kokomo tournament, we just been on a roll. I mean, we've been hitting well, we've been working, we've been just, you know, changing a few things, tweaking this, tweaking that. And I mean, it's just awesome, you know, and like I say, I don't know if it'll ever come around. I mean, we could have another chance. We only get rid of 2 next year, but we'll just only have 1 pitcher. But, you it is what it is. But we could still make some noise next year.
Again, we're speaking with 2023 Caston Comets coach of the girls' high school team, John Burks. And do you think the girls realize the moment that they're living in? Do they realize how special this will be?
I mean, with the last couple of practices we have, I don't know. I think they do, but I don't think it really is bothering them, because we're so relaxed. The other day, at practice Tuesday, they were hitting the crap out of the ball, and
it's okay. You can say shit.
Literally pelted me on the forearm with one that came through the pitching net. I actually was moving up just to help out on their timing, because I don't know too much about Tecumseh, but I think the one throws a little hard. But just to work on their timing, and oh boy, they pelted me, and oh my God. But
well,
yeah,
I love it that there sounds like they're having fun while they're making history.
Yeah, we have fun. That's just my style. I'm not a yeller, a screamer. I'm a coacher. I want them to learn. I want them to teach the game to them. I don't want to make it boring for them. Then we just have fun out there. We joke around. The girls tell me sometimes, you know what I'm saying, but it's all in good fun. We respect each other and trust each other, and it is a good time. And like I say, the community gets where I'm going now. They maybe question maybe my first or second year, but then I think they finally caught on to what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? And that's just make a winning program out there. That was my goal. Within 3 years, I'm going to the state. So yep,
it speaks for itself.
It's crazy.
Right? At the end of the day, I think something you said is what it all boils down to, and that's respect.
Correct. Exactly. Bottom line. If you don't give it and get it, you're just not. What I'm saying? It's just a moot point. I'm not a big reader, but I have a couple, people that coaches wise in the past and whatnot that I've been associated with or read about or heard about. And if you look back in the 90s there when Skip Bertman for the LSU, he wasn't getting any respect out of this feller named Joey Bell. So they had to let him go. Albert Bell, the Cleveland Indian home run hitter, but got rid of him. And then they went on and, Skip with LSU back in the 90s, man, he was just, lights out. He was at the World Series all the time. And I respect that. If you don't get the respect, then there's no sense of even going through the motions. That's kind of how I feel about it, and I've gained the respect of the girls and vice versa, and my coaches and Greg, my assistant coach, Zimpelman. He's a wonderful dude. He does a lot of my pitching part of it, for me, so I can take care of the rest of it. But he does an awesome job, and we work well together. And it's just awesome.
First of all, I can see why you're a great coach. You're motivational. I like it. At the end of the day, you're asking for teamwork, hard work, respect. And for a moment there, I forgot you were talking about softball.
I get it. Yeah, well, it boils down into life in general, if you don't work hard, you're not going to get much, and if you don't respect, you're not going to get it, and and you got to have some communication, and then you got to execute, and we kind of, go, there are 4 words out at Caston are integrity, selfless, commitment, and grit. And all them girls, that's them. You know what I mean? They play for each other, and it's just, it's awesome out there. It's just really a really fun time.
I think grit's fun because it's almost like, how do you describe that? Do you want it enough?
Exactly. Are you going to reach down? How the saying is basically how I'm giving 110% or whatever. Well, honestly, you can only give 100%. But like I was telling some of the girls on defense, and especially in our outfield or whatever, the 110%, that last little lunge or that last little dive is that 10%. You know what I'm saying? And that can make a difference, regardless of how small the number is. You're giving 100%, but give this that little extra, oomph or dive, and it's paid off. You really can't. You can only go so much, but just that little reach. That's how I kind of explain the 10%, 110% to them.
I love
in my
that.
opinion, anyway.
I love it.
So.
I can hear how much you care in your voice. I love it that you're schooling us on math. 100% is only 100%, 100% of the time, right?
Correct. Exactly. 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 You can get that 10% if they just give it. You know what I'm saying? At that last little minute. That's
you gotta want it. You gotta want it.
Yep. Exactly. And I think they do. They do want it. And like I say, I mean, we had a big block party out there and made me look like a fool tonight and whatnot, but all in good fun, So, but yeah, it's cool.
From a town that welcomed you as a stranger, that's got to feel great.
Yes, it does. It does. It really does. I mean, I just want an opportunity to coach, is all I wanted. And I was just looking and hoping and there, actually came up an opening for an assistant. And I was like, okay, this is my opportunity. And now, like I say, now I'm a head coach and now I'll see what I can do about, turning that program around a little bit out there. We might have we got some girls coming in the middle school and we got that program out of the club and back into the school now. So, I'm trying to get the feeder system to work really well. And like I say, weights is a very big priority of mine as far as, you got to be, strong in your core and everything. And they commit to that, then, they commit to the game and that's part of their commitment to me as a coach and to them as a player. So
you're preaching. I think we could all take some of that advice. Is there anybody else, Coach? Again, Caston coach John Burks. Is there anybody else that you want to call out or say thank you to while we're doing the interview?
Well, of course. I mean, the whole Fulton community. I mean, the parents, the family members, the administration, all those people for being so supportive of these girls. I mean, and their athletics in general. I mean, and especially at this moment, I mean, we're making a little bit of history for them, and they're going to be the first set of anybody they're always going to be the first ones to be talked about. Just a shout out to just everybody in general, and like saying a big thank you to Caston for giving me this opportunity. My coaches, of course, Sam, my right hand, I call her my den mother, but she's the one that takes care of the girls. You don't want to piss with her emotions by no means, and she does a wonderful job. She even keeps me in line a few times, and I know at the semi-state there was a couple calls that got my goat a little bit. Uh-oh. And being an umpire myself, I can relate to, hey, I'm on you. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So, I get that respect because, when I umpire, that's what I want. I lay out the lines. I ain't going to hear nothing, blah, blah, blah. And you want to say something, please come to me. And, that's just it. Just give them the respect. I mean, that's a tough job out there. So, but, Sam came out immediately and, hey, John, you need some sunflower seeds. You okay? You all right? I'm fine, Sam. I'm fine. I'm just talking to him, like say. So.
You got to have your heart in the game, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is. I mean, we only got 3 coaching staff, and Sam's like, I have no idea how to catch third or first,
Sounds like you guys are running a first-class operation out there, Coach. I can hear the excitement in your voice. And I just want to say I grew up in Cass County. I have family in Fulton County, so that's my home where I grew up. And I think that I speak on behalf of all of the community where I grew up as a kid back in the 80s. You represent exactly the best of Fulton and Cass counties, and I just think it's important for somebody to say that out loud to you and give you the respect that you have coming.
Well, I really appreciate that, sir. I do. I really do. But like I say again, I love doing it. It's for the love of the game. It didn't matter if it was Caston or wherever. I would have put the same philosophy, the same everything behind, to make them a good program. And like I say, I was just really fortunate to get a positive group of girls that want to play, and it's awesome.
Everything fell perfectly into place this year for the season, Coach.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep, exactly. Like I say, we had that issue with North Miami. I mean, it was kind of like my Achilles heel ever since I've been part of that cast, and you know what I'm saying? And I think once we got over that hill, which I call it the hill, but anyway, which is North Miami, but once we got that there, over that hump right there, then I was like, holy cow, I think we just might make a run at this, and then the girls, I mean, they're so relaxed. I mean, I don't sense no tension or concern or, it's just like, I mean, like say yesterday at practice, I mean, the ball sound coming off their bats was just, I mean, that sound was just, you know, it was just like,
it's almost like everything's in slow motion, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly. You're right. I mean, yeah, because like I say, it ain't over yet. I mean, we still got 2 more days of practice and activities we got to fulfill, you know what I mean? And,
I do, Coach. Even though if it ended today, you would still have so much success, but it doesn't end today. But even if it did,
to me, yes, I really want to win, but if we don't, I mean, we did win. I mean, in all honesty, I mean,
agree.
come on. I mean, really, you know what I mean?
This is huge for those girls.
It's big. And like you were stating earlier, you may not ever get back here again. You know, you may not. I mean, you just never know, you know. I mean, I played, you know, for a long time, and it took me almost, you know, 15 years to finally start getting over the hill, you know what I'm saying? And then they just started coming left and right, you know, the commitment and the determination and, you know, the 60-hour work weeks, you know, finally are starting to pay off.
When you're coaching these kids and they're seeing we're actually succeeding with his advice, and that's hard to get to that moment.
And that's again goes into trusting what I have, you know. And like I say, you know, even in practice, I mean, again, like I say, I pride myself on defense. You know, well, we go through the basics, you know, of picking the ball up, you know, alligator. Well, these girls have got this down, so I upped it a little bit and started teaching them more of the catch and release, you know what I'm saying, the softness of your hands, just the little harder things, and they picked right up on it, and it's just awesome. I mean, I just, they're very coachable, and yeah, I don't know, and it's great to be able to, you know, up it and show them, because, you know, I participate in practice too, and, you know, I don't just talk it, I walk it too at practice, even though I'm 58 years old, but still, you know, I'll get out there and, you know, show them a few things or whatever, so, but they watch and learn and understand, you know, that's where I'm coming from. And I hope, you know, some of my credentials, I guess you'd say, speak volumes for that, as far as respecting that, you know.
Well, Comets, it's their time to shine, and we wish you good luck. Tell us what time the game is, and in Lafayette, isn't it?
Yes, sir. It's at Saturday at 4:30 is game time, and it's at softball field in West Lafayette at the Bittinger Stadium is what it's called. The 2 and 3A are Friday, and then the 1 and 4A or Saturday. And then the 4A game, now that's going to be a good one, because that's going to be your potential player of the year, Rothrock, out of Roncalli there. So, which is, she's a beast. I would say, if well, she's going to be the Indiana, but she's in the running for Gatorade player of the year too. I mean, you know, just through the softball community and whatnot that I know, and some of the travel, you know, parents and people that softball buddies that I have, that they're girls and everything. I mean, you know, I got one buddy, his daughter played for the Cajuns this year, who, you know, unfortunately got beat by Washington in the regionals there, but she was a Carmel grad, and he kind of, you know, gives me a lot of information, and we talk about it, and he's really impressed about the girls up here, but Rothrock, like I say, that's going to be a good game down there. And I think if you want to go watch, they'd be a couple people to go to watch, not just them individually, but they should be some pretty good games, especially that game after ours. I think that'll be a real good game.
It's so cool when it's the high school level that is generating this kind of community and excitement.
Yeah, big buzz, ain't it? It's a big buzz.
I love that. So I have to ask, I heard your dogs earlier. I've got 4 that have kept quiet throughout this interview. I don't know how, but what are your dogs' names?
Well, let's see. There's CC, there's Hazel, there's Bug, and then there's Daisy. So two of them are little miniature Dachshunds. One of them's a little like a terrier type dog, and then old Daisy here, she's about 15 years old. She's a yellow lab. She don't say too much, but she's okay. But she's good. But then my daughter's dog, she wasn't out here, and we got Muggsy, and he's what is he? Well, he's like the cartoon dog with the bottom lip there.
Mutsy?
Yeah, you remember Mutsy on the cartoon? Mutsy. Yeah, that's exactly what he looks like. Yeah, get a little dog. We picked him up out of the shelter.
The dog sounded bigger on the radio, tell him.
Yeah, right, I get it. I know, right. They no bigger than a minute, and then you know what I'm saying?
They're getting going right now. Well, we wish you the best of luck on Saturday, Coach. Again, this is history unfolding, and we're proud of you, and we wish the Lady Coments all the best.
I appreciate it, Joe. Appreciate the time. And like I say, I thank you. And we're going to give it our best go.
I want to say thank you to Kathy Collins, who hooked me up talking tonight with Caston's John Burks. So thank you, Kathy.
Yes, thank you, Kathy.
I got to give you a shout out for making it happen.
Thank you both for it. And go Comets.